Once again, a warm welcome to everyone. This is an exceptional occasion, and I think by the end of the day, it will be more than amply clear. And so, before I introduce Marc, I also want you to be very comfortable in this space, give you a brief sense of where we are. Just outside here is the space where you will have your tea, biscuits during the tea break, as well as the lunch, which will be served there. And the lunch is complimentary for everybody. Feel free to be comfortable throughout the day. On the right, in this direction, are the toilets. Feel free to use as you need. But as you move around during the day, if you feel the need to move your chairs around, feel free. You should be comfortable because it will be an extraordinary ride that we will all be taking together. As a brief introduction to Marc, I came to know of him very indirectly. Somebody sent me a book in a PDF form, and I scrolled through. I've read lots of books on out of body experiences. This was one more. And as I was scrolling through, there were portions which suddenly caught my attention, and I said, wow, this is exceptional. I've never seen this. And then more and more. And then I had to stop, go back, and read everything from the beginning. When I completed his book, it was such an overwhelming experience that I wanted to share it with everybody, and except there's no translation from the French. And I thought I should help to get it translated. It's so important. It didn't happen. It was just after the lockdown, the COVID lockdowns, etc. But last year, I got a message by postal mail from Marc saying that he is visiting Pondicherry and he wanted to meet because of some contact that we had. And I said, okay, let's see what this is. And then when we met, he described how he had seen me while I was trying to do an experiment in a dream state to become conscious in the dream and get into an out-of-body state. And he described accurately what I had been doing. And he said it was in September. I said, no, that was in August. He said, no, it's September. I pulled out my notes, and yes, it was September 15th, September 22nd. So he saw me, so to say. And he said, when I see people at a distance, then it means there's something to be done there. And his wife, Anne, could you please stand up? She has been, of course, a devotee of Sri Aurobindo and the mother for many years, reading extensively, in depth. And since they've been together, Marc has come to know of Sri Aurobindo and the mother. Now, this background we have to explain because from the beginning, from his childhood, when Marc had spontaneously his memories and his experiences emerging spontaneously, he chose not to engage with any existing tradition, any book, any teacher, and built all of his knowledge purely based on his own experience. And even today, he avoids, even shuns reading anything outside just because he wants it to be based on authenticity of his own experience. But as we've seen, being exposed to the mother in Sri Aurobindo, this is his second trip to Pondicherry with Anne. And he found something so amazing, reading Savitri, for example, where Ashwapati is a voyager who goes through all the worlds and describes the worlds with such great detail. He said, reading, oh yes, poetry is the only language which can adequately explain or describe those experiences. So it's been for him also a very interesting journey of meeting and coming into this space. But as it happened, eventually we did get his books translated into, his first book translated into English, and it's being released today for the first time. It only arrived last night. So I'm very happy, and it's a warm welcome to Marc. Welcome to India, welcome to the ashram, welcome to Auroville, welcome to this community of like-minded seekers and aspirants of the spiritual. There's been one question which I heard many times over the last few days, people asking, how is out-of-body experience relevant to the integral yoga? And my simple answer will be, one of the objects of the integral yoga is to be able to be a complete participant in the totality of the cosmos on all the planes at the same time. Not just be bound in a physical body with its limited capacities, but to be able to express and experience the totality of the cosmos. And this is the example which we see in Sri Aurobindo and the mother, where simultaneously they would be working on many levels at the same time. So this is one way of looking at it. The other thing which we find also, both Sri Aurobindo and the mother were voyagers, extraordinary. It's not a vocabulary we have used, but that's the vocabulary of Marc, so I'm fitting it into that. And Sri Aurobindo not only describes in Savitri and meticulously describes all the worlds and planes in a depth and detail which you do not find anywhere in any other literature. And until I read Marc's book, and I found there certain details which I find nowhere else in any other out-of-body experience literature in the world. And I found in his description something so extraordinary, and many of them strongly corresponding to the mother's descriptions and experiences. One example I want to share. His book is the only description where the transition from a dream state to an out-of-body state and the transition from the out-of-body state back into dream state is described with accuracy and precision. The other distinctive feature of Marc is from the beginning, in every experience, he cuts through straight to the essence because of a deep intuition, which is not of this life, but from past lives and past experiences, of which he has full recall. He would go straight to the core of the issue and cut through the clutter, which is typical of so many of these occult experiences. And so the authenticity of his writings and of his descriptions is outstanding. And of course, for us, it's a validation from what we have already read of Sri Aurobindo's and the mothers. I want to give one more example. Marc will often speak about the transition from the out-of-body state returning to the waking consciousness, that there has to be a download of the experience, otherwise one tends to forget. And you find this described by the mother in the agenda, where she speaks of how every night she does so much work on the higher planes, but when she comes back, it takes an entire half hour to transfer all the memories into the physical consciousness in order to be able to convey it. And then she says, but I don't have that half an hour, I don't have the time, so often I let it be, and I let those memories fade out. And you will see the experience which Marc describes how this download takes place with a kind of a detail which the mother doesn't bother to elaborate, she just glosses over, but he will tell you what happens, why is it a problem, why do you need to make that transfer of knowledge, etc. He also is one of the world's most renowned teachers of out-of-body experiences, as well as some of the PSY experiences. And I've met some of his students also, and of course they swear by his commitment to his students and his commitment to helping humanity to awaken from this state of half sleep in which we are to our full spiritual potential, which includes also consciousness and continuity of consciousness across the worlds as well as across lives. His vocabulary is distinct because he has not followed any tradition, and so his vocabulary is descriptive. And at first you may find the words somewhat different, but do not worry. From the description and content, you will recognize what it corresponds to within things you have read or perhaps experienced. And so this is a brief introduction to Marc, and over to you.
I really don't know what to say after you. This is my first English presentation, so I will speak slowly, if you don't mind. No, thank you so much, Frederick. As I told a few minutes ago, I don't know what to say after you. Louder. Increase of your room. Yes. That's okay? Can you hear me clearly? Okay. So let's go through the presentation. Take my jump. So there is an agenda, you know. We'll have 4 parts. First of all, fundamental laws as I see it. Coffee break, as mentioned by Shradaloo. Main false idea, second part, about out-of-body journey, because there is so many false things circulating in books and in internet. So many completely connection. This, yes, thank you so much. Thank you. So this is the part 2, after we have lunch. And now, part 3, we are going to describe more precisely what you are doing, what we can do out of the body. It's so wonderful. We are so free. Coffee break. And the main part is to how to achieve yourself. Because we can talk about it, but it's much better to do it. You know, much better, much better. So will be starting, but who I am as an earthly human. I am at the very moment I am an earthly human being. It was not the case 2,000 years ago. I remember pretty well my past lives on Earth and before Earth. After that, if this is a warm-up, after that we will ask you if there is some Voyager here. I think we have some. And we will introduce the topic with few words about the voyage, what it is. This is my background. Shradalou asked me to say a few words about my professional background. Globally, I want to summarize. I've been working for a big company for more or less 20 years, and I have owned my own company, my own business for 20 years. So just to have a quick view on my background, I started working at the age of 24, and each time I have outstanding results. So I was promoted more or less every 2 years. So I was manager at 26, top manager at 28, director at 30, board member at 35, and managing director for France at 40. This is my background. Each time I had very outstanding, let's say, results. They asked me that, and I produced that. How was it possible? For example, because of my past life, I know I'm not accepting any limits, no limits. Okay, I was not only targeting the objectives. My only way to do things is to do as much as possible. If I can do twice or 4 times the target, I will do that. What's the fact? Because so many people are dreaming, even in business, because this is business as usual. So you do as other people do. You do as people have been doing such things for years. But I won't do that. I didn't do that. So I just watch a fact. After that, I decide, and I dare to do what seems to me relevant. And any time I would give you an advice: do not stay in any position you won't achieve yourself, professionally or personally. This is very simple. About my personal background, you're here to hear from me about this topic. As Shradalou said, I had no master. And when I was young in France, there is no books about out-of-body travel. Absolutely not. There was no internet also. I knew nothing. We were talking about that. Nobody was talking about that. No book, no master, no guru, no internet. And I have solitary exploration. I had some friends, one friend, for example, who were able to go out of the body because he heard about that and he tried to get out of his body for 10 months. And finally, he was successful. But he tried every day without any idea what to do. He just tried what came through his mind. But he was successful. And I remained silent for years until at the age of 16. And what happened when I talked to my mother, because I lost my father 2 years before? What happened? He was talking to a doctor and said, maybe he's full. So I went directly to a psychiatrist 3 weeks after. It was very quick. And I explained to this guy that it was absolutely normal to go out of the body. And I was a little bit lucky because this doctor knew that it was real. So we just talked about it 5 minutes, and after that, something else. It wasn't a problem. I was lucky. So since my birth, I remember coming from the higher worlds and coming in the flesh body. When I was 1, I remember it that. When I was 2, I never forget my coming in the flesh. I remember having in the womb, in my mother, the feelings, what I thought, what I felt, and I never forget it. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, I remember all the time this moment. So I knew at the very beginning that I was coming from an higher world, as you. Was it so? What I'm supposed to remember? Not the other on this planet. I don't know exactly, but I do remember. I remember also my past life. It began at the age of 4. And from time to time, I remember new lives very clearly. It's not a light impression, you know. This is many millions and millions of details, million and million details. If you read the book, you can. I just describe one example in Greece, 2,500 years ago. I went to his place, this life, and I found it. I found the place I was living. Really, I found the place probably. I died. 500 years before Christ. I found this place. I also found the place where I live in Central America. Sometimes you can find the places, sometimes you can't. For example, I had a long life in Mongolia. So we were just circulating in this place. We are just moving as a nomad. So what you said, nomad. So I had a long life. I died. When I died, I was probably more than 90, maybe 100. I remember this life pretty well. I remember all my childhood. I became an adult. After that, I had a wife, and so on and so forth. What I did, I remember so many things. I knew, you know that in India. But for most part of the people, it's only a belief. So for me, it's not a belief, it's a knowledge, because I remember precisely. It's very accurate. I remember my thoughts. I remember what I did. I remember, this is not a legend. We are coming higher world. We take different body flesh, body envelopes. And after the death, we go out of the body and come back to higher worlds. Very nice word. We'll talk about this world. My first memory about non-earthly incarnation was arising at the age of 14. I was surprised because there's so many details about this life on a planet with 3 suns. 3 suns. So many details. I was completely overwhelmed by this souvenir because it was so. I was a scientist. And I didn't have a physical body, a human physical body. It was what we call a reptilian body. You know what? A big lizard. I was a big lizard physically. But I was very peaceful, very intelligent guy. I remember pretty well what I did, my childhood, many things. At the age of 17, I was able, suddenly, it's described in the book, suddenly I was able to see the lights around the people. the energetic field, and the aura. Very clearly, very clearly. I didn't meet anybody who was able to see the aura as I was able to see that. This is real. This is not a legend. This is real. We are light beings, and we can see it. Probably few of them can see it. Few of them. Who can see aura or energetic field? I'm sure some of them can see the energetic field, the blue layer around the. I'm sure somebody can. Maybe you, Sonia. Sonia can see it. Somebody else? Can you see, Sonia, the big light around also? Okay. Okay. Let's continue. Background. Without any intention to experiment that, I started to have telepathic experiences with human, with non-human animals, for example. And it was so incredible, it was so precise that I could use it for my normal life. My mother noticed I was able to understand and to know what is deep in his mind, in her mind. So she was very surprised. I had my first physical contact with a guy from somewhere else at the age of 18. You know, so it's described also in the book. I was completely surprised also. This guy was just here and he was not from Earth. Absolutely. I knew it is true. He was not from Earth. So we have people on this planet who are not coming, who are not born on this planet. This is true. I saw it. I was able to saw it. I was able to see his light, his mind, very strange mind. So we are not alone in the universe, believe me. We are not all alone on this planet. There is people coming from other stars, other planets. This is absolutely true. Without reading any book, I tried when I was young to control my mind. Probably because, as Shradalou said, because I used to do that in my past life, because I was at least 2 times an Indian guy. Not here, not in the Tamil Nadu, but most in the north. Okay, I remember this life. So I was like you, with a physical body like you have, some of you. I remember pretty well. So when I tried to control my mind, something happened very quickly. I would say just after 15 or 20 seconds. So it was a huge blast of light. Because I was in my bedroom, you know, and I had the curtain, and it was dark. So suddenly, there was this blast of light inside me or outside me. I was so surprised, but I stopped everything. What happened? And what I understood after that some psychological difficulties has completely disappeared with this blast. You understand what I mean? So I was, for example, very shy, very shy. I couldn't watch you in your eyes. It was impossible for me. So this blast completely erased this problem. For example, this one. It didn't come back. Never. I know this is Sri Aurobindo teachings and Meir teaching, but when I tried to control my mind, and my target is to be completely empty, without any thought, any feeling, but to be conscious also. And I was able to do it within 3 weeks. And suddenly something happened. I came out of this world. Even I wouldn't even compare with astral world or higher world. I was suddenly in another world. I was completely, after coming back, I was completely surprised. What happened? When my mind was completely empty and it was expanding like that, and suddenly I was somewhere else. And I wasn't anymore a human being. Absolutely not. So, as Shardalou said, with no book, no master, no friend, nobody, I was just alone. I thought I was alone. Is it clear? Do I have to speak slowly? Okay? No, for me, it's so simple. It's not normal to have such an experience. When I was young, I knew it was normal, but I knew I was not in the normal world, on normal planet. I was on a planet where somebody, the most part of the humanity doesn't remember who they are. It is very strange, because it was not the case on my previous planet. I knew it was the case when I came to on this planet, but it is very strange. People are sleeping. They don't know who they are. They don't remember their past lives. They don't remember going out of their body during the night, because most people are going out of the body during the night, but they dream. You know that, they dream. When you met them out of the body, you would try to talk to them, they are dreaming. So what do? Well, you just go away.
How did you go about this mental emptiness to achieve that?
Sorry, have you?
What is the method to achieve that?
Yes. First of all, okay. My first, yes. What? How did I do that? How did I do that? First of all, I just stay on my bed, lying very quietly. Second thing is to just observe the flow of thoughts of feeling. Thus, I just observe as I was a witness. First of all. Secondly, I try to slow the flow and to make spaces between the thoughts. Thirdly, I try to, because it was difficult to control the flow, what I did is to take each thought and to repeat each thought very loudly. Is it clear? Each thought is feeling. For example, it happened, I am thinking about, okay, I try to not think. Okay, I take this thought and I very loudly, I repeat again the thought. And I try to increase the space between thoughts. Okay.
Can you just give an example of the type of thought you would like repeat loudly? Like,
for example, when you try to control your thoughts, you're thinking about controlling your thought. Oh, there is another thought. Okay, another idea which is coming. So you think about your idea. So, but you try to control it also. But any thought which is coming, first of all, I try to put space between two thoughts. And after that, I try to repeat every thought, every idea was coming in my mind, every idea, but very loudly. Very loudly. It was my technique. I don't know if it's known in the spiritual path, probably yes. But I found it when I was young. Okay, it's okay. That's common. I think it was common, but okay. Okay, it's known. Okay.
Yeah, it's not common, but it's a known method.
Ashradalou said probably because I did it because I have memory from past life. Because as an Indian, there was okay. I will talk about it later. So, but I didn't have any objective or any target. I just was pushed to do that. I just was lying on my bed and suppressing all my idea, all my feelings, but not with, I would say, gently, because I observed that if you try to do it with a huge strength, it reinforces your thought, your ideas. So we have to do it very gently to let it disappear and to unplug the power of making ideas. You understand what I mean? So it happened very quickly. It's the reason why I will be repeating, but it is very simple. There is no difficulties. Yes.
Was it like making an exact copy of the thought?
Yes.
Okay.
It was one of my exact copy, but I try to reinforce the power of the thought.
Thank you.
After that, it's kind of you put big power, and you don't have power enough to repeat a third time. So it was a way I found to do it. You understand what I'm saying? But I was so alone, nobody talk about it, no books, no guru, nothing. But it cleared my mind in a so wonderful situation, because I was so clear. When I came back from my bedroom, I can tell you, my mother was completely terrorized. She was afraid of me because she didn't recognize the guys who were coming from the bedroom. And she was absolutely, she called me the extraterrestrial. My mother loved me, she's still alive. She loved me, but she was terrified. Who is this guy? I see this is the body of my son, but who is it? What is it now? She was terrified. Really. I'm not exaggerating. She was terrified. And my aunt too, and my uncle too, because I was no more human. My mind was so clear. I was able also to see the aura, the light between people. I was able to see in their mind. I was a kind of monster. Really.
I find this very, very interesting and important to me. So you had been going conscious out of body and then found mental emptiness. Secondly, I worked for 7 months trying to go out of body and was finally able to only when I could achieve emptiness. That's interesting. I had to do that first to be able to go.
Yeah.
But you chose to do this after you were able to.
Yeah.
So, but why? What was the spiritual motivation, or?
Going out of the body was natural for me, to me.
Right.
It started very soon. So I probably I was planning to reach emptiness because of my past life. I knew that it was important. So nobody told me to do that, as you understand, yes. So, but for me, it was very important to do that. I didn't know why. Now I know why. But at this moment, I just wanted to achieve it as much as possible.
One more question from Narad.
Yes, another question.
After achieving the mental emptiness brought you what? So you had already been consciously out of body. What did the mental emptiness add to your journey? Your journey.
It was exactly like increasing what Creomido said in my second shoot. Sorry? Yes. I felt so expanding immediately. You feel when you, because your thought, our thoughts as human being concentrates you in very, very short space. We are living in such a volume. I'm not exaggerating. We are living here. When you stop to concentrate yourself, you have no limits. This is real. It is very easy to achieve. You have no limit. And this is our natural state of being. So it's very difficult. After that, we understand that being so concentrated with a so little body, with a so little personality, is very difficult to achieve. but we all are able to do that. When you stop concentrating your body, your ego, you suddenly explode. Like there is no limit. I felt it immediately.
Marc,
I'm not if my explanation is good enough, but
Marc,
yes.
We have a question.
how often during the 3 weeks did you have to practice this? You said you were lying on the bed
More or less each day.
each day.
Each day for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That's enough. We don't, I will talk about that. We don't need time. We just need to do the right things. When you do the right, even for out-of-body experience, if you do the right things tomorrow, you will get out of your body tomorrow. It's only a question of doing the right thing. It's not a question of time. If you do the right thing, you will reach your target, you will go out of your body. There's no doubt. We have students, we teach students to go out of body. When they do the right thing, they go out of the body.
We have one more question here.
Yes.
Hi, Marc. I wanted to ask if doing past life regression is considered as having an out-of-body experience?
No.
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 Okay.
Absolutely not. Remembering the past life is another topic. It's like to be able to get the information, to bring the information towards the body, because the memory exists somewhere. So for me, it helps to be able to go out of the body. But when you are out of your body, the memory are flowing to your body of light. So after that, when you are a voyager, you are able to bring the memories into the physical body. The reason why probably that memories of past lives come inside this body. It is very strange because when I remember it, for example, past life on Earth as a woman, it was very strange for my body. Woman, I can feel what is to be a woman, to make love with a man. You know, the term, I mean, to feel my, I know many things, so it's very strange for this body because, you know, I am a male now. This body is male.
Thank you. So one more question. So when we talk about creating this mental emptiness, because our thinking mind always gets in the way. So how do you create that space? Once I had this, using plant medicines to be able to stop your thinking mind and then be able to do travel. And that's where you can have access to those spaces, because I can't seem to remember dreams or anything like that. So what are your thoughts around?
I don't know if I have well understood what you mean, but I didn't use any plant,
Okay.
any drug, nothing, never.
Okay.
First of all. Second, we are not making a space. We became aware of what is a real space. We don't build a space. It is our natural space. So we are just in this little bowl, and the natural way to do it to get your natural space. We don't reach a space far away from where we are. It's here. When you clear your mind, it happens immediately. Not today, not tomorrow, immediately. When you clear your mind, it's here. I'm not clearing my mind because I need to speak to you. I don't know if...
Marc, would you like to take another question from the back?
Yeah.
Or do you want to keep a question and answers session later?
It will be a long day, I think. Because we have so many things to...
Namaste, Marc. I find your insights fascinating. I just have a 20-second question to ask you. First off, I am an amateur dream researcher myself. And I've documented about 2,400 dreams over the course of the past 20, 25 years. And I've been looking up at my log right now of what I've written in 2012. That's 12 years ago. And so one of the things I'm just trying to understand from my, the notes are just places I've traveled and all that stuff. And what you're saying here, okay, this is honestly just a plain question, no amount of skepticism or anything. Are these mental projections coming out of what are in my mind, or am I actually going somewhere? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I mean, am I, because I also have noticed that during the course of the day, I see something, it surfaces in my mind 2 days later. Okay, I see, for example, I'm looking at this chandelier right now. You never notice my resurface 2 days later. I'm just saying, because I document on everyday basis.
It's a very good point.
So I'm just trying, long story short, question is simple. Are these mental projections of my own memories, the chitta, as it's given, as the Indian knowledge system for the chitta, or are they actually places that I'm, what I mean, literally going to? Like when I go to a mountain, is that a memory of a mountain that's surfacing my dream, my lucid dream, or is there an actual mountain there?
We'll talk about it in a few minutes because this is very important. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Very good. Okay. So this is my conclusions of my little background because I'm really aware to not be somebody special. Really, I'm not simulating your humility. No, it is absolutely normal. There is no difficulty. Believe me, there is no difficulty. You're just to get rid of the idea that it is difficult. There is nothing more simple, more normal than the reality. Experiences the truth doesn't make you a special human. You have not to be proud of that. I'm not proud of that. I'm just a witness. You can't be proud of that because you just watch the reality. So, and it doesn't promote you as a special human, high spiritual position. Shadaru is a high spiritual position. I'm not in a high spiritual position. We don't have, when the teaching, we don't have to gain something. With just no ability, no merit, no so-called high spiritual level, no more time. We only have to give up illusions, dreams, false knowledge. This is very simple. We have to get rid of that. And we have that because on this planet, what it prevails the false information, the lie. Many people lie on their politicians, scientists. So many people are lying. You know that? But at what level everything is false? Most part of we are supposed to know is completely false. So we have to drop all limitation, on mental limitation. So we are going to make a little survey now because I'd like to know if people are not shy to know what part of you people have already had an out-of-body experience. You. Oh, Sonia. Okay. Have you ever had an out-of-body experience? Okay. So when I ask this question in an average assembly, between 20 and 30% have had an experience out of body because it's normal, it's spontaneous. It happens when certain conditions are present. We'll talk about that. So I'd like to know how many people, sorry. No, we'll talk about that. No, Lucy, we'll talk about that. That's a good question. We'll talk about that. Lucid dreaming is a dream. You have the word dream in lucid dream. So astral travel, you don't dream. You're fully aware. We'll talk about that. But there is characteristic in out of body. You are fully more aware than you are in the physical body. More aware. We'll talk about that. So I would like.
Hello, can I ask you one
Yes.
thing? So when you ask out of body experience, I don't know whether I actually came out of body or not. How do you define it? It should be in waking consciousness when you, let's say, at daytime, and you go in
We'll
travel? Or it is in dream when you have a memory that you came out? Where is this kind of definition?
Get through. Okay. After that, I will invite few voyagers on the stage to talk about together. But okay, we'll go back to respect. We'll go back to that. But so, what is not out-of-body experience? This is not meditation. This is not lucid dream, not at all. If you are living a lucid dream, it is not an out-of-body experience. It is not imagination too. You are not visualizing anything. No, absolutely not. This is completely different. Not a religion stuff as devotion, praise, or rituals. No effect because of your brain waves. This is not that. Absolutely not. This is neither remote perception as remote viewing. We were talking about that. No remote viewing, no remote feeling, no remote anything, because it is linked to the energetic field and it is absolutely different. You are not out of your body when you see with your remote abilities. This is completely different. We know that. I know that because I'm able, as many people, to see far away from my physical body without leaving my physical body. This is completely different. So this is no spirituality. I'm sorry, but I'm not a spiritual guy. What does it imply? Being fully aware. What does it mean to be fully aware? There is absolutely no dream. Zero dream. You are dreaming, maybe you are out of your body, maybe you are inside your body, but you don't know because you are dreaming. When you are out of your body, you have such an experience, you are so fully aware that you have not any doubt you are out of your body. We have lived it in the assembly. Fully aware, out of the body. Yeah, you will come on stage. Because that's very accurate. You know you're out of the body without any doubt. There is no dream. You go out of your body, you are in the bedroom, and if you do nothing, you just do nothing. Nothing happens. You just watch your body on the bed and I don't know, the windows, everything. If you stay here, you don't dream. You just down with your body of light, and nothing happens. When you are dreaming, something happens all the time. You are dreaming. It continues. Out of your body, you can stay, for example, in front of a tree and watching the tree for 2 hours, 3 hours. You are not dreaming, you're just watching the tree. The leaves and so on. Yes.
I have a question here. 1 second. First here.
Marc.
Yes.
It's here. And when I was young, I had several times that I was laying in bed and I was dreaming that I was going out of my body.
Yes.
That I was watching my dream. So I knew I was dreaming.
Yes.
And in the dream, I went out to many places. And while I was aware that I was dreaming this, I could see my dream. So I had a kind of different consciousness seeing the dream.
I understand pretty well. Yes.
What is
you are approaching the thing, but you are in the dream. Okay. When you go out of your body with your full consciousness, you don't dream. It is much more easier to convey all the information in your body because, in a real out of body travel, you don't have any dream. I insist on that. So maybe you can reach an out-of-body state by the dream, but it's so difficult, I wouldn't give you the advice to use it. That's not a good way to go to the body. Give it up.
Yeah.
Okay, try something else. We'll talk about it. Because there is so many confusion about the dreaming states or to be. There is Facebook groups, lucid dreamers. They are thinking they are travelers. They don't are travelers. They are only dreamers. This is completely different. You know, when probably Sonia, some of them knew that when you're out of the body, you meet dreamers. You meet dreamers. You can talk to them. They're a little bit foolish. For example, I found a dreamer. No, you're not a dreamer, but I talk to them and suddenly disappeared because he was thinking of something else, and then he goes away. So we know the dreamers. We know what they are, in what situation they are. When you are out of your body as a traveler, you are fully aware, you are fully in control of what you do, what you think, what is in your mind. You are more aware, you are more conscious than your physical body. I would say twice, 3 times, 4 times, I don't know, but you are fully aware.
One more question.
Yes?
Sir, namaste. It was long ago, like when I was very small, I think. I felt when I was sleeping, I felt I had visited some place. In my heart, no, I know it is. It came like that. It is a Sias Temple. After that, 2 days, I saw it. The place in a newspaper.
Yes.
It was Sias Temple. It is in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So what I saw in the dream state, it was that.
Maybe it was a remote viewing. We talk about the remote viewing because it's so frequently confused with astral travel, out-of-body travel. I will precisely explain the difference. Precisely. Probably it was a kind of remote perception. It is true. Remote perception is true. You are able to see without your eyes because you are just projecting the energetic matter, and this energetic matter is able to have all perception. There is a school in India, I don't know where exactly, where children are learning to see without eyes. You know that there is a school like that in India. You know this school. For young people are able to read with their eyes. Yeah, it's in Russia, yes, because we think that our abilities to perceive is physical. We think that the eyes are able to see, and my skin is able to feel, and my ears are able to hear, but it is false. This is an energetic field. Only the energetic field which is able to perceive. So if you use only your energetic field, you have all perceptions. It's very simple. People knew that on Earth 1,000 years ago. We will go back to this ability because it's so natural. It is strange. This world is very strange. Because we have these abilities just here, and we're not able to use it. We are kind of disabled people. Yes, that's not exaggerating. Yes.
This question is going to be brief and it's here.
Sorry.
Oh, this question is going to be very, very brief.
Yeah.
When you've already said it's not lucid dreaming, it's not imagination. The question is very simple. Who or what is traveling in the first place? Is it the causal body, the Sukshma Sharira? Is it the identity, the Ahankara? What is traveling or who is traveling? Because you say, you're looking at your body, but who is saying it is your body? And when you go to a place, you're saying, I went to Greece. Who is the I there? Because, the I, that's what I'm talking about, the Antakarana, what we call it, Vedanta's Antakarana.
Maybe it will be the next conference, but it's a good question.
You're
a clever guy, yes.
I'm sorry?
But it's a good question, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because
who is asking? Yes.
Is there a brief answer? Who/what is traveling?
Yeah, but you are so right. Absolutely. You are so right asking this question. Yeah. Who is asking the question?
Is it a short answer? I'm just very curious. I'm just wondering.
As soon as I will quickly answer. As soon as you are able to get rid of all your energetic matter, because when you come or you go out of your body, you bring some energetic matter with you, and if you are able to unload as much as possible of this energetic matter, you understand what you are in reality. Not before. because the energetic matter and the dream are very linked. It's the reason why people are dreaming, because of the energetic matter. It's like an ocean of dream. Because I learn it, and my students are able to learn it, and they are able now to unload this quantity, and they go out of the dream. Dream and energetic matter are the same. We are dreaming because we are within an ocean of energetic matter. Everything is false, everything is a dream. So my real answer is that you have to go completely out of the energetic ocean. It's the reason why when you came out of your body, but probably Sonia, you have heard it also, you have learned it. You go out of your body, but sometimes you are very heavy because you have this bloody matter, which is blue around your body of light. It's heavy, and sometimes you are not able to fly. It's disgusting. So you have to get rid of it. Yes, it's disgusting. Absolutely. I don't like the energetic matter. According to certain people, this is light. This is absolutely no light. You know, I went to Kokore a few years ago, and I told them, you think you are nourishing yourself with light? No, it's only this bloody energetic matter that gives you the energy. I told them, you are nourishing prana. Prana is absolutely not light. The bloody energetic matter, which is very close to physical matter. The reason why it can nourish your body. We can see it. Just do it. People who are able to see the energy field, do it. So, like that. You see that there is an inertia of this matter. This is physical. This matter is physical. It's a kind of state of the physical matter. Okay, we go back to this thing, but it is very clear. You just watch it. Do it. You can see it's moving. It's sticking to the physical body. When you go out of your body, you have this bloody load of energetic matter. You have to get rid of it. You will be touching, learning it. When I teach out-of-body experience, how to travel out of the body, 100% of the students are facing this problem after at the very first experience. So the dream and the not knowing who I am is very linked to the state of being within the energetic matter. It's not probably the answer you were waiting for.
I'm just trying to clarify. You said it's moving. What is that? Is it a person? Is it the energy? Is it
energy?
Okay.
It's energy. You can see it around the body.
You can see who's the you. That's my question.
Yeah. But I understand the question, but you don't know who you are when you are dreaming. When you are in this state, being emerging.
No, I'm asking your personal experience. When you said you were moving, who was there to testify?
I understand.
Was it the apparatus that's here? Was it the apparatus that was moving? And if that apparatus is moving, how did they have an identity?
I understand. I just try to answer correctly. And the first answer, the most honest answer is, first of all, to explain the energetic stuff. When you ask the question, because I am in the energetic mud at the moment, and you are in the energetic mud, we are all dreaming, both you and me, at the very moment. I just remember having not been dreaming when I am out of the body. So it's a dreamer question, sorry. I'm give you a dreamer response, answer. We are all dreaming at the very moment. It's absolutely no doubt, because we are within this bloody energetic matter. When you go out of the body, first of all, you have to get out of the body, but you bring so much energetic matter that you are still in a physical state. You have to get rid of this bloody energetic matter. If you read Robert Monroe books, somebody read Robert Monroe book, he was an American guy. He get out of the body, and secondly, he get out of the energetic body. 2 stages. So he was absolutely right. You have to go out this body energetic matter. If you stay in this energetic matter, you are still dreaming, and you are most part of the time not able to fly.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
I'm also interested in it's a kind of follow-up, if I may, in this question whether I have a sense of I-ness still if I have an out-of-body experience. That is one part. But I would be rather be more interested to learn whether when you are having an out-of-body experience, do you particularly feel that you are, or let me rephrase, do you feel that you are identified with one particular dimension? Do you feel for example, do you feel that now I am in the third dimension or I have moved to the fifth or sixth dimension?
I don't understand the stories of...
There is no such identification with a dimension in an out-of-body experience?
Yeah. It's a good...
And the second, if I may, if the second part would be independent of this, have you been able to learn how many dimensions there are in an out-of-body?
We will talk about that. It's a very good question.
Because there is a lot of talk of, there are people who say they have 9 dimensions, some others say 12.
Okay, I can...
Can you confirm any of this?
Je vais peut-être expliquer ça. We are not following the... But I will find somebody... sorry. We'll go back to this before. I will give you the answer right now. So sorry, there is many. Yeah. Moving forward to answer the question. This one. Okay. I have almost 100 slides. So I drew it 2 years ago to explain what is the dimensions. First of all, I don't recognize any 4th, 5th, 6th dimension. For me, according to the other Voyager I know, it doesn't mean anything. 5th, 6th, 7th dimension. We don't understand what does it mean. Absolutely not. We don't recognize any proof in such description. Absolutely not. What we have identified, for me, is the earthly, typical human earthly imagination of what is the higher or lower world. It's only misunderstanding what is the reality. According to me, and according to many Voyagers, the reality could be described like that. On this line, vibration is increasing, On this line, and the most the vibration is high, the most you are, for example, able to be conscious. The less you are vibrating, you are going to inertia, what we call inertia. Things are difficult to move. I went to this world. Okay, this is, comment on dit, l'axis, the vertical axis. On this axis, this is the size of space. We are here, and I try to make un agrandissement. On dit agrandissement? Agrandissement. To make it bigger, to describe an enlargement. Yes, enlargement of the world we are at the very moment we are. Okay, I will answer your question after, because I'm doing an explanation. There is more or less 2 levels, material level and energetic level, but we are in the middle of that, because our physical body is able to be alive because of energetical matter. No energetical matter, your physical body doesn't live. We are able, when you see I have an example, but it will be too long to explain to you. we people who are able to see the energetic field, we can see if people is about to die. I have an example a few years ago when we went to the hospital and the doctor said, okay, he will go back home in 3 or 4 days. And I went to the bedroom and I saw this energetic field. I said to the family, he's going to die in 3 days. And 3 days after, he was dying because I saw the energetic field was disappearing, last. So, no, I came back to the doctor and said, are you sure? Are you sure he's coming back next week? According to me, he's dying, and he died 3 years after. So this is absolutely precise. Our world is like that. There is more or less the physical matter and the energetic matter very linked. And when you want to incarnate, you have to build, first of all, a non-physical, an energetic corpse, body. First of all, you have to create that. And you put it in the womb, and it helps the fetus, the baby, to grow. No energetic matter, no growth. So you have to put it in the physical matter, because physical matter is not alive if you don't put an energetic state. This is very basic. You can see it. Probably Mer knew that. Okay. So this is our world. It's not exactly in the middle of something. If I would like to make an estimation, it is probably on the lower world. This world is a low world. It's a low world. There is lower worlds. I have been there. If you read the book, I had when I was a teenager, I went to a very low world, and I can explain you what happened. I stayed there for 11 hours. 11 hours in the physical world. I stayed there. My travel lasted 11 hours. For me, it lasted only 1 hour, but for my physical body, it lasted 11 hours. So what is, I can describe it. I can describe. The more you are decreasing the vibration, the light is diminishing. The color is disappearing. For example, the blue and violet, I don't know, the violet disappear. When you decrease your vibration, green is disappearing also. And when you increase the vibration, new colors are appearing after the blue, after the violet. But how to describe it? So this is first characteristic. Second characteristic is the brightness. The more you are increasing the vibration, the more the light is bright. And it is absolutely incredible. Maybe you think it is bright now, but we are in a shadow. We are in a darkness compared to this world. This is so bright, you can imagine. You can imagine 1 million suns exploding. It's something like that. It's so bright, there is no shadow. There is no sun, there is no shadow in the higher world. So I just represented it according to me, what is what I call the creation. According to me, for other travelers, there is probably 0 point. It's like a building with a basis, but probably there is no roof. This is infinite. There is no roof. There is no end. When you go on a higher vibration, there is no limit. And I found this exact diagram from comment dire, un physicist, an English physicist. He drew exactly the same pattern. Exactly. So, where is the fifth and sixth dimension? This is, I repeat, this is absolutely no sense for a traveler. There is only vibration. And the most you are vibrating, it's your mind that determines where you are. When you are out of the body, your state of mind absolutely determines where you are. If you are, for example, in a bad mood, maybe you will stay at the physical level. Maybe you will go down, as Monsieur Macron, for example, French president. No, so I'm joking. Maybe we know it's your state of mind that determines the place you are. The place you are, I mean, the energy, vibrations place you are. You know, it's because what exactly the reason why after the death you go exactly where you are supposed to go. If you are a good guy or a good woman, you are. This is the case for most of you, or maybe all of you. You will go very quickly to higher levels. You will get rid of your energetical matter. You will see that. You have the silver cord. We'll talk about the silver cord, the silver link. And you will get rid of it. You will immediately go very high. And there's so many bright, so many light. You will see it. And okay, no pain, nothing more. So you will be so happy, so free. So it is your consciousness that determines the place you are. What you have in your mental determines absolutely where you are. So I don't know if it answers your question.
A little bit, yes. Yeah. So you have no clear identifications in dimension in those states. Is that right?
It depends of when you want to go. If you, for example, if I want to go down.
Intention is important?
Yes, it is basic. Intention is the most basic. But
is it a prerequisite before you, like, for example?
Excuse me?
If you go to sleep, may I, do you formulate for yourself any particular intention so that you come into such a...
No, we are not talking about sleeping. We are talking about to be aware fully of the body.
Oh, right.
We'll go back to this.
Okay.
To this condition. But
the intention is important.
If you have the intention to visit a lower world, you have to do right things to visit lower world. You have, for example, to load your mental state with darkness, idea of going down, because when you go in a lower world, you feel like going down. It's absolutely right. When you go in a higher world, you feel like going up. This is so true. So, and you see for example, if you go to a higher world, you see the light increasing, the brightness of the light increasing. At a certain stage, you decide to stop, and you enter a new world when maybe you can touch because you are vibrating at the same rate as this world. So you can touch things and people. Yeah. It's strange because you have a body of light, but when you are in your body of light, you can touch your hand, and it is solid.
Would you say that in such a state, your mind activity is still predominant, or is it rather a state of where you feel, which determines what happens, what will happen?
Out of the body, you have, I would say, I would make a comparison. Inside the body, you have a kind of 1 watt power. Outside the body, you will have 10 or 100 watts. When you go in the upper world, your mind is so powerful, you can imagine. It's so clear, so able to control thoughts, to analyze things, and without any delay or any. It's very difficult to make a comparison. You have to go out of your body to understand that. But you choose exactly where to go, but you are not able to go anywhere. It depends on your global state of mind. Could you say it depends on your karma? For example, if you get rid of we talk about attachments. Attachments, you know, you understand what you call the attachment? I am attached to my belongings on earth, to my relationship. So if I don't get rid of it, I will stay around the physical world for maybe weeks or months or years. If you get rid of that, you will go in the upper world. Look, But at a certain moment, we stop because it will be precisely your home. But it's a very wide universe. Because the more you are vibrating, the more we are. Physical world, physical universe, according to scientists, is very wide, very huge. But the upper worlds are much more greater, much more big. You know, and the creation is so incredible. We talk about that after. But this is infinite. And the infinite like that. There is no, at a certain state, there is no lower world because you are at the minimum. It's like a building posing on the ground with no roof. You are always something more vibrating, more. With the vibration, you have the light, the love, total love, God's presence. You don't understand His presence. You see it, you feel it. There is no distance between you and God. There is no distance here. Yes, there is no distance, but we don't feel it so clearly. In the upper world, there is no doubt. You feel the God, the Creator. You feel the light. You feel the love. You feel the knowledge. It's so clear. You don't have to have questions. You have the answer. At the same time, you have a question. You have the answer. It's like that. And you have so many things to learn because you have the infinite around you and the eternity also. We'll talk about eternity. You understand out of the body in the higher world that you have no limit in time. You have been existing forever. No beginning, no end. This is difficult to understand for the physical body. You know what I mean. We have been existing forever. Eternity is that. We have been existing forever. We have and at any moment there was an instant where you do not exist. So there is no beginning and there is no end. I don't know if Riombido talked about that. No beginning, no end. When you go out of the body and you get rid of all the energetic matter, you go out of the dream, you see it clearly. We are eternal beings. That's true. That's only true. There is nothing special. So we have the eternity and the infinity. We are not. There is no curse. Also, we go back to last idea. There is no reincarnation curse. It is false. Because when you go out of your body, you go to higher worlds. For example, I'm not following my path, but you meet people, you meet beings of light who didn't add any incarnation in the eternity, and they won't use it. No incarnation at all, because the creation creates so many ways to explore the infinity that incarnation is only one little thing. You have an infinite way to explore the creation. Incarnation is just one. It's just one. You understand that after that. But when you meet out of your body, you meet guys, entity, ball of light. They explain it to you. So you learn from them. Okay? You are not obliged. You are not. There is no curse, incarnation curse. You just decided, one of the, I don't know, in the past, to do it. But you have so many ways to explore the creation. So there is no curse. I don't have, I don't know what Aurobindo said about that. There is no curse. It's absolutely wrong. I'm sorry, I like the Buddhists, but they're completely wrong. Buddha was right, probably, but the Buddhists are wrong. It was so difficult to explain. If I were this guy Buddha, it was so difficult to explain because he knew that nobody could understand what he had to explain. So he didn't want to found a religion, I think, as Jesus Christ wouldn't like to found a religion. So it's so difficult to understand. So he refused to answer some question. For example, is there a real ego? He refused to answer the question because whatever he could answer, it would be not well understood. So it is very difficult. Though Buddha is right, Buddhists are dreaming.
Excuse me? Marc, just that we withhold the questions because he's answering these questions as part of his main presentation. So let him continue his sequence and then let the questions come later.
Thank you so much. I go back to. But I like it also to be spontaneous. So what I would like to do now, I will go back to that. I would like to invite few Voyager travelers to testify, to témoigner, to witness about their experience. How many people would like to share their experience of out-of-body travelers? You, Sonia, you. Okay. I think it's important to share. So,
Namaste, I'm Dr. Sonia Kriplani. I'm a psychiatrist. And I should say I'm a born voyager because I have been doing it since my childhood. I would just go out and I would observe myself playing. And, I'm just observing that little child playing. So at that time, I didn't know what's happening. So I used to come and tell mom, this happened today at school. And I suddenly went out and I saw myself playing and enjoying. But my mom was always very supportive. She never discouraged me. But she said, just, try not to tell somebody because, they may say anything. So I would never say with anyone. I would just share it with my mom. And then I started enjoying this. Before it started, it was unconscious. Like it was just go. But after that, I started doing it consciously. Like I would, suddenly I would decide to go out and I love astronomy. I always wanted to be an astronaut. So I would suddenly decide, okay, today let me go to Jupiter and see how it looks. And suddenly I would find myself there and I would go around. But those planets are really cold. After some time, I wouldn't be bear it. There is no oxygen, nothing. I would start feeling breathless and then I would come back. So this happened for a very long time. Then I started visiting places. I would decide suddenly, okay, let me go to Paris, let me go to France. And I would literally go there, I would see the place, and then to validate it that, sometimes there's a doubt, it's my imagination or what, because there was nobody to explain me what's happening. So then I would, again, open books, because that time there was no internet and all for me to explore. So I would try to take books of Paris, and then I would see the pictures. And then I would tell my mom, I went here, I went there, I saw this place, I saw that place. So this kept on happening. Then I found, then I studied my medicals. In my medicals, to be very honest, I used to see my question paper also before giving the exam. Yeah, that's true. I would know what questions are going to come. And then I would guide my friends, not telling them I saw the question paper, but I used to just tell them, give more emphasis on this chapter and on that chapter. And then the next day they would tell me how did you know? I would be like, oh, it's just an intuition. But this is the first time I'm saying actually I used to go and see. And then I became a doctor. I wanted to study psychiatry because somehow I felt maybe it's related to brain. I tried to do a lot of research on that, studied psychiatry for that. Then according to psychiatry, this is a disorder. They said some kind of dissociation where you dissociate. Then it can be schizophrenia, it can be some, all those terminology came. But I knew somehow, no, it's not that. It is actually, you are actually going out of your body and you are capable of coming back. At times there would be time when I wouldn't want to come back. I would just, want to stay there because it's so beautiful. There is no pain, nothing. The body is so light. And as Marc said, that yes, initially I had to literally shake myself of that energy matter. And then I used to find my body getting light. First, when I used to come out, I used to feel a little heavy. And then literally I used to shake myself like this, and I used to feel very light. As I used to feel light, I used to find myself just going up. It was like that. And also one more thing I really agree to Marc is, that time, whatever is your state of mind, for example, you're a person who is very negative, you can't go up. You actually go down. So it all depends on that state when you are wanting to go out. So what at that moment, what is your state of mind? So then I tried to analyze why. Then I went through this, vibration, energy, frequencies. So then I came to know, I understood that like love vibration, it vibrates at the frequency of 500. Joy vibrates at the frequency of 600. So I found that when I'm in love, I'm feeling very nice and loved, I would go and stop at a certain level. After that, I was not going up. Then I thought, okay, let me try joy. So what I did one day, I actually started feeling, I tried to think what makes me very joyful. So I started doing that activity, and then I decided to go out doing that activity. So I knew that joy is there, and you know that joy is related to serotonin neurotransmitter. So I did an exercise which releases serotonin. I did that exercise. I felt very joyful. And then I found myself going at a more higher level than I had gone before. So at love, I came here. When I felt very joyful, I came here. And when I did a forgiveness exercise, I went more up. Because then I realized that forgiveness vibrates at 700 frequency. So this has been my experience, and it also helped me in my profession. There were times when, the patient was not telling me anything, but I knew there is something which she is not telling me. Then I would just come out of the body and become an observer. I'm seeing myself counseling that lady. But somehow when I was out, I could see inside her. I could feel what she's not telling me. Then I would come back and I would ask her that question, is this something like this happened to you? And she would be very surprised. She would like, doctor, how did you know? Did somebody tell you? I said, no, it's just, I had a feeling, so I'm asking you. So this really helps me in my profession a lot. And also one more thing I will share, that when you go up, it's only light. And because as you travel, it starts getting brighter. In fact, I have been I think it must have been, for me, it was the highest, because after that I didn't go. But it was so bright. Like, I can't explain you how bright it was. Maybe brighter than the sun. I can still look at the sun. But this light, I felt, like literally, I felt it was blinding me. It was so bright. And you feel very, what to say? You feel very loved, very warm, as if, someone is hugging you. Like, it's an amazing experience. I mean, one has to experience it to really, it's very difficult to put it in words. But like Marc said, from childhood. So I have been from and I have seen many of my past lives, yes. In fact, I have seen more than 6, 7. I have seen myself as a gypsy. And like when I was around, I think 9 or 10 years old, I started doing tarot cards without reading, without studying. I would just do cards. I started doing crystal gazing. Somehow I was doing runes. I was doing everything, which I had never learned. No one in my family knows about it. And they used to ask me, like, how are you doing it? I said, I don't know, but somehow I'm doing it. Then I tried to understand. Then, I somehow asked, I just meditated, like how I'm doing it. Then I saw myself as a gypsy. I've seen myself as a shamanic healer also. I've seen myself 2,500 years back as a witch being burnt on a stick. And then I started reading. Then I learned that time witches, they were known as witches because they were very powerful healers. So then people used to think them as witch and they used to burn them. So I have seen myself as that also. So I have seen many past lives, and for me, it's just an experience. Like all this while, I've never shared it with anybody. This is the first time I'm sharing and when Marc was telling his story, it was like, someone narrating my story, because it's always like this. Like he says at the age of 17, 18, I mean, he knows the age. But for me, I don't know the age, because right from my childhood, this was happening. So I cannot identify the age. That's why I said I feel I'm a born voyager, because it has been from my childhood. So these are my few experiences. And when I came to know, like, about Marc, this seminar, and the best part is this seminar, just 2-3 days back, I went to Aurobindo Ashram, and I've come from Bangalore. So I just went to Bangalore Aurobindo Ashram, where I met Dr. Shashidhar Chikka. He's sitting there. I just met him and we started talking. He was telling me about his experiences. That was the first time I shared with him. And then he told, do you want to go to the seminar Marc is taking? And I was literally thrilled that there is a person in this world who is also like this, and I can actually go and share my things with him and he will not judge me. Mind you, people really judge you a lot. And when you go out of your body, the first thing I've seen which a person drops is judgment. This I have really experienced. Because when I do my treatment with patients, sometimes I start judging. But when I go out of the body and see that patient, my judgment stops. And it has helped me a lot in my relationships. I don't judge anybody. So all my relationships have become so beautiful. Because I always see them as a creator, God's creation. For me, it's just in a human body having its own experiences, and let them experience, because it is all their karmic thing, whichever they're experiencing. And I also believe that we all have come here with a purpose. We have a life purpose, and you just have to identify your life purpose and just follow the path and not look at other people and judge what they are doing. You should concentrate on what you are doing. And whenever you feel that I need to know who I am, just go through this out-of-body experience. It is amazing. You come to know who you are actually. Thank you so much.
This is all unscripted. How do I follow that? I'm not as experienced. I would rather than take a personal approach of explaining things, I think I'd like to begin by giving my understanding to this gentleman, yes, you, who very much wanted to know, what is this I? She keeps mentioning, what is this I that travels? What is happening? What exactly is happening? And I'll try to give this explanation through the integral yoga. And it's really very simple. Everything about this is very simple. Astral journeying or journeying conscious out of body is not difficult. It's not scary. It's not complex. It's rather simple. It depends on the individual. It can take a very short time to achieve. It can take up to, my experience with training people, 6-7 months, not much longer, depending on their diligence. It has nothing to do with intelligence. If you think you're not up to it or not worthy or not smart enough, nothing to do with intelligence. I trained a beautiful girl with Down syndrome, IQ of 66, who travels, and by the way, she doesn't have these handicaps in this state. It's wonderful. But at any rate, to address your question, very, very simply, as I experience it, the divine, through the central being, projects its consciousness, again, the divine central being, into each of us, to everything, not only sentient, but also the minerals and rocks and plants. So we have consciousness in this state. You who are watching and listening, you are conscious through the physical body, unless you're in samadhi right now, I don't know. You're conscious, this consciousness directed from the divine to the central being into us, with all the layers the Sri Aurobindo Mother talk about, the physical, subtle, vital, subtle, vital, mental, everything. We are experiencing, the consciousness is experiencing or having experiences or directing experiences through us, the physical, etc., etc. What is happening when you consciously go out of body is you learn that the body, the physical, goes into a sleep state while the vital and mental are still aware, still conscious. And there are various techniques to do this. Everyone finds their best way. So what is the I? The I is then the identical consciousness you are experiencing now, free of the physical body, using a vehicle, either the vital or the astral, or the vital, as Sri Aurobindo would call it, or you can also use a mental vehicle to journey as well, the mental vehicle. So that's what the I is. It's really us, from the divine through the central being, projected consciousness, as we all are, free of the body, free of the physical body. How is that? You're silent. I got somewhere. What do you think? Did I try to explain it? Did I? We're getting there. I think the next step is to experience. That's the thing. Sure. It's a profound state of.
Experiences.
Pardon?
What are your experiences?
Oh, I have many experiences. It started a young age, and too many, and they're very personal. Well, what are you wondering? Maybe I can address that. Do you have a question behind that? Yes, Narad, anybody? Pardon me?
What is your testifying here?
I can't hear.
Testimonial. Just one second.
I'm hard of hearing as it is.
I mean, what are you testifying here? Are you talking about the I to this man, or are you talking about your experience of out of body?
I began by answering this man's question. Especially because this woman also used the word I a lot. And I think people are wondering, what is traveling? What is journeying? What exactly is it? It's not a dream. It's not this. No, I haven't spoken of my experiences. No, I'm not testifying.
You're here to testify. Why don't you talk about your experience? How it happens? What is the first time? What did you feel?
The first time? First time is rather funny. I underwent for me, it was about 6 months of training. I went to the IAC, International Academy of Conscious. I like them. They're good.
I like them.
And others. And I had developed a practice where I would set my alarm clock at 2 a.m. and the alarm clock would go off. I would turn it off and lie very quietly on my back. I'm a side sleeper, but I would lie on my back, and I would there are two things to develop that I had to develop. I had to develop the empty mind was very important. You have to stop the thoughts, learn to stop the thoughts or quieten them or create a big space between them. And secondly, you had to increase your energetic body, had to increase what Sri Aurobindo calls the subtle physical. Had to be in a very vibratory state. The subtle physical becomes the vehicle. That's the energy Marc refers to. That's behind the astral. So I had done this practice in bed, which is basically just to detach, to go thoughtless, and to focus on an object, which is, for me, just was right here, just to focus here, go empty thoughts, allow the body to fall asleep. I had done this. This is the very first time I tried this after training and getting the subtle physical going, and it failed. And so I just thought, well, another day. And I rolled over on my left side to continue sleeping, and I toss and turn. I then rolled over on my right side, trying to sleep. I then rolled over on my left side, and I was shocked because I was lying right there. That's the first experience, was unexpected. There were two of me in bed. So that was the beginning. After that, there's journeying, as Marc's describing. There are levels. There are two. For me, there are two distinct dimensions only. There aren't, yes. To me, as he's describing, there are refinements and subtleties. There's not multiple dimensions. There's really one that becomes more and more refined. The light is a frequency. You experience the frequency as light and other things, or in the lower states. But yes, yeah.
I think we need to go back to testify because we have no break. Thank you so much for this great. Maybe we could speak again after that because we have so much to say. We will need 3 or 4 days to explain all we have to explain. Really, we have so many things to bring to this assembly. So many things. Believe me, we are just starting. So, could we have the break now? Is it? Are you ready? Thank you so much for you. Thank you.
Yeah, 15 minutes breaks and okay, be back at 15. 11:15, yes. Okay, thank you so much. Coming back to the presentation. Just an example. Oops, where's the part one? Yes. Oh, part one. It's an extract from the book, I think. 0.001%. It's just an example what you can write right after you're visiting another plane. It was my first time able to touch a new world. It is time. In this time, I am flying in a higher world. Everything is bright with intense colors. Some colors does not exist in physical universe. Can't imagine what is different colors. No blue, no yellow, no red, something else. You will see it because you were in this world before coming on Earth. So you will recognize these colors. The light is emitted by everything: trees, grass, flowers, clouds, the atmosphere, and the body of light. No shadow, no obscurity, nowhere, because light is provided by everything. So there is no shadow, and there is no sun. The light is so bright, like 100,000 suns exploding. We are not exaggerating. Believe me, we are not exaggerating. This is under the truth. So you can say this is not true. No, we are under the truth. All softness everywhere, and joy and freedom. You feel so filled with joy, with vitality, love, so much love in every little thing that the soul is nourished for the eternity. You have so much love. One can need more. There is too much love, and God presence, the Creator. You don't have ease here in everything. This is not, you cannot, this is evident in every little light spark. It is very clear. There is no distance between you and the Creator. It's evident. God, light, love, knowledge, eternity, infinity, consciousness, only one thing unfolding in infinite variation. I'll try to get the right one. Part two. No more death. You are absolutely certain that in this place there is no death, no boredom, no more pain. It doesn't not exist here. It never existed and will never exist here in this world, higher world. Neither elsewhere. Because we think there is something like death here, but it is absolutely not true. No place, no moment is a whole creation with no or less absolutely love, God, consciousness, exaltation, eternity. There is no place in all the creation there is less conscious, less love, less light. It's very difficult to explain, but you can feel it maybe. I know there's a strong silver link. We'll talk about the silver link. It's about to bring me back in the physical universe where I have a flesh body. It seems so strange to have a flesh body when you're out of your body. It seems like it's a dream. Incredible. I have a flesh body somewhere. Where is it? In a very dark world somewhere. It is a so strange idea when you are out of your body. You feel so free, so joyful. But I have a physical body, a heavy body somewhere. When I talk to another light being, I say, I have to mention it. I have a physical body somewhere, and you can say, I see it because you have this thread here. So you are linked to the body somewhere. Yes. The way you are able to see if somebody else has a flesh somewhere, you just watch it. Because there is this bloody light, pink light, with the thread linking to the body. So only let me hovering on the ground, watching a little flower 1 meter below me. Sometimes you have just a little time before coming back to the body. So you stay here and you just watch is here. Because it's so perfect. It's so perfect. You can stay here for 1,000 years without any feeling, any boredom. Because it's so perfect. You can just watch it. It's so wonderful. So sometimes I did it. I just stay hovering over the grass, over a little flower, just be overwhelmed by the serenity, the beauty, the deepest, the depth of the beauty and the purity. And you understand that you could say it here forever. Just watching the beauty, the perfection. I'm not exaggerating at all. If you were that there, you will make the exact observation. You could say it forever.
Can you describe what it looks like when you're looking at flowers?
When you look at flower, you can see the particle of light composing the flower, for example, the flower. So you can see what we call le mouvement brownien, Brownian movement, particular moving, because you are so able to see very thin things. It's a very HD perception. Infinite ability to see very, very thin things. There is no limit. So you can see the most little particle, even most thin than atoms. You know, you can see it, but it makes a shape of a flower. You can see that the reality is only light. It's like an ocean of light, making shapes. Your body is a shape, the flower is a shape, but it's like a flow. The reality is a flow of light, a flow, and the light is consciousness, pure consciousness. There is no difference between consciousness, God, and light. No difference. So you can see this the brightness, the colors. Yes, the colors are incredible. This is beautiful flower, you know. Sure, this one. But in the other higher worlds, it's so incredible. Beauty, perfect beauty, perfection, absolute perfection. You see it, you are in it. There is no distance between you and your beauty and your absolute. I will try to make the answer after. Sorry. I'm trying to explain freely. We will go after. Then all of a sudden I was pulled by my neck. When you are out of your body, this is very different from remote viewing, for example. You have not this silver link, what we call the silver link, when you are remote viewing, for example. Not at all. When you are out of your body, you can feel it, you can see it, and you can touch it. This bloody attachment here, with a thread, linked to the physical body somewhere, and you are pulled by that. And so many times I try to fight against the power of this feeling. You did that. Thousands of times I tried to not be pulled away and go. And sometimes I couldn't. I could resist. Sometimes, and plunge into a cold, dark, heavy, narrow, sling think, physical body. Oh, sorry, I'm back. Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't get the word. So this is a drawing. So it's the reason why I'm saying that only superlatives can describe the out-of-body travel. We have not absolutely the case with remote viewing. When you remote view things, it's a kind more or less the same view, the same pictures than you have from the physical body, because it's only your energetic field that expands itself and goes away. When you are in your body of light, you feel superlatives, freedom, fabulous freedom. Freedom. We don't know what it is when we are in prison in a physical body. When you're out of your body, you feel free, but there's no word to explain it. Free. Consciousness. Much more wider consciousness than in the physical body. Few times. Tremendous joy. Joy. With no cause. No cause causing the joy. You are simply joyful. And it's like a wave. It's not like something you are, on earth when you are joyful. After that, you are a kind of deep depression. But no, it's not the case. When you are in your astral body, the joy is like that, in very high level. It's like a music. It's not decreasing at any moment. Peace. What is peace? Maybe you know what is peace because you are practicing meditation or something like that on earth. But out of the body, the peace, wow. The peace because you don't have any more things to reach. All you can wish is here. At the very moment you are within all you can desire. You can't. You are not supposed to desire because you are all you can wish. Much more. So you are an oceanic peace, deep serenity. You are very joyful, but in a deep serenity. You understand what I mean? At the same time, you are in a very deep serenity and very joyful. You feel very alive, as if you were. I don't remember. You feel a body of life full of energy, full of life, a joyful life. It's chanting, and you can hear the creation, the music of the creation. Every little spark is not only emitting light, it is producing music also. It's a symphony. And each moment is a different symphony. You understand what I try to explain? It's a symphony. All your senses are here. You can feel. And the light is also a music, and the music is also a light. And the light is also as a touch, and also as a taste, also as a smell. Everything is mixed, but could be separate also because you are a so powerful mind, but you are able to feel all the stuff at the same time. It's incredible. Wonderful beauty. We're talking about beauty. In this world, all is perfect. And beauty, everything is absolute beauty. Flowers, trees, grass, your body, the atmosphere, the clouds, and so many things. Everything is absolutely perfect. You couldn't say that something could be improved. It is absolutely perfect. Absolutely. Very difficult to explain. I try to transmit it because I am a voyager. You can try to feel it. This is impossible to explain, but you will recognize it because you will go back. Everybody will go back to this world. Maybe not Mr. Macron, but not quickly. Sublime feeling and perception, because you have much more perception than those we have in the physical body. You have not only, for example, the smell, the ability to see. We have more perception, impossible to describe. We can call it intuition, but it doesn't mean anything. So as we are in a physical body, we have less possibility to feel the world, to feel the universe. You are very reduced, smashed in a very strange thing, the physical body. Magnificent knowledge. Also, you can access all knowledge you want. You just wish to have, and you know. There is no delay. There is no check. I want to know. I know. Communication between beings. You don't have to speak. You just exchange balls of information. It's instantaneous. For example, if I met a guy or being, I would say, and he told me, okay, I have been incarnated on Earth, for example, a few centuries ago. I want to know what was that. He just sent me a ball of light, and I knew everything about his life. Every little thought, every little act. I know everything if I want. It's a complete information with images, with feelings. Everything is present. The communication is 100% true. I have a complete information. I know each detail of his life on Earth. And as you imagine, Amazon wander everywhere, far away from earthly imagination. Imagination is nothing. Imagination in a physical body, is only able to reproduce all things. Imagination is not a new thing. It's a little transformation of all things. When you are out of your body and you're discovering this world, everything is new. It is old, it is eternal, but it is new at the same moment. Absolutely new. There is nothing old. It is new. It is exactly as if the creation was permanent. At every little moment, the creator creates the reality, the infinite reality. You don't learn it, you see it, you feel it immediately. You understand what I mean? Difficult to find my words even in English, but I try. Okay, that's fine. So what I recommend is some little practices during this day. Shradaloo and ideas too. It's not an obligation. I suggest only. As soon as possible. As soon as possible, yes. If we can no longer focus on the physical shame and see each other as ball of light. Even this room as an ocean of light. The surroundings, far away, even all the planets. Because we are forming shapes with our minds. You seem to have shaped this body as a shape, but you are forming this shape with your mind. With a different mind, as your mind out of the body, you see, yes, you see shapes, but you also see no shapes. Yoshi always said that Schrader is gone. La lumière indifférenciée. La lumière, how do you say that? Lumière indifférenciée.
Light which is
yes, light could be seen as shapes, but no shapes at all at the same moment. Offline. So I will recommend to feel like there is no hierarchy. No, you know, I am here explaining things, but there is no hierarchy. You feel it and you live it when you are out of your body. There is no more hierarchy. There is no people here being that, there or there. All is equal. Because you see the reality, and in reality, there is no hierarchy. Nowhere. This is false. Completely false. Don't let it happen at the very moment now. Feel it. There is no hierarchy. And as much as possible, no tension, no effort. We don't have to be perfect doing this type of exercise. We make a little concentration to feel it. No longer focus on other shapes, no hierarchy, no tension. We have not to be perfect, just introduce this idea in your intention for a few seconds. And let's move on. Now, I will go back. So we go back to the presentation. Thank you for doing it. Being an OBO voyager implies also that back in the physical body, you can remember everything. If you remember dreams, is it me? If you remember dreams, you're a dreamer. We try to not be a dreamer. Out-of-body traveler is not a dreamer. But it is, we have to fill the physical body with the memory. You know, Shradelu was talking about that. I was studied 25 years ago because I would like to understand what is the process. So the ability to put the memory to the physical body is correlated, according to me, to the number of OBE experience you had since the birth and the duration of the travel. Because you can have very quick travel, you go out of the body, you are afraid, and you go back in the body. It lasts at this moment 3 or 4 seconds. It's a trip. It's a very little trip, but it's a trip. But if you can go out of your body, for example, 2 hours, it's a more interesting experience. So it is correlated to the number of experience multiplied by the duration of the experience. The more your experiences, the more you are able to bring the memory in the physical body. So we have to train. The range of the travel on the vibration scale. Many travelers are not able to go out of the physical world. I would say it is very rare. If you heard about, for example, the EIC, we're talking about EIC. Many people are just staying around the physical world. There is a reason why. You were talking about that. The quality of the consciousness. This is basic fact. We'll be talking about also about this organization, EIC. And here you will have explanations that don't provide in their courses. So you will gain an additional value in this presentation. I know them. I met them 20 years ago. I met Nancy Trivelato, and I was very surprised because I did not know where it existed. It was in Amsterdam. So I read the program and the schedule and say, out-of-body experience. So, very nice guys. Do you know Nancy Trivelato? Nancy Trivelato. Yeah, you know her? She's very bright aura. Yeah. So the energetic plasticity, because your energetic body, your structure, has to learn many things to be able to convey the information in the physical body. Schrader was mentioning it. In the book, you will find, I tried to understand the process. I divided my consciousness in 3 layers. I remember that. I was so curious to understand the process. So I divided. Nobody taught me, but I was able to do that because I knew how to do that. So energetic plasticity is very important. Neuronal plasticity. At the end of the day, the physical body has to remember, but is going to improve his abilities. The more your experiences, the more he is efficient. And there is limits. I will take the example of the colors. If you see out of your body colors that doesn't exist in the physical world, how to explain to the physical body? Because it doesn't know this color. It doesn't exist. For example, if blue doesn't exist in this world, I take this example. I go back in this world and said it was blue, but blue doesn't exist. So the physical body could say, okay, it's a kind of red. No, absolutely not. Kind of yellow, alors. No. Green? No. Blue. So it's very difficult. There is limits for the recording the memory, because the physical body has to know before what is supposed to record. And there is the example of colors, but there is many more examples. So there is limits for the recording the physical body. It's the reason why, for example, people who lived what we call near-death experiences are absolutely unable to explain some facts. And they know they have forgotten something. So there is one reason, first of all, because the memories are impossible to record in the physical body. And when you are living in an NDE, you are not a traveler. You just most part of the time, it's just one time. So they're not able to learn how to convey the information. After 100, 1,000, and 2,000 and 5,000 travel, you are most, I would say, efficient to convey the information in the physical world. The more you are traveling, the more you are efficient to modify your physical body and to set up what we call a metamorphosis. There is a real metamorphosis. And we know, you know, some students of me, and you can see the metamorphosis of the physical body. They are different. So as I told, similar data already reached in the flesh to be displayed later. Yes.
I'll just add a point what he's saying about the biology itself changes, becomes more adaptable, becomes more conscious, and is able to register impressions which belong to a higher grade of consciousness until it becomes familiar to the body. And all of you here will immediately recognize what he's talking about, what we've been speaking of as transformation of the physical consciousness, though by a lesser grade, by a higher grade, but lesser than what we would want it to be. Nevertheless, it's a transformation in the return, which he's used the word metamorphosis.
Thank you, Shravelu.
In this process, will you also see gods, demigods, when you are a light being?
Yes, I was very surprised, if I understand your question, meeting God during my travel, because I didn't believe in gods. I didn't believe in angels too. When first time I met an angel, I thought it was a joke, and I tried to destroy him. Because I thought that somebody was cheating at me and was cheating, projecting an image to play with me. So I tried to destroy it, but this angel was real, so he didn't pay attention to my try to destroy. He gave me. The second time I met an angel, I discussed with him. I go directly to him and say, "Okay, you have an angel. Why do you have these things on your back? What is it for? Because you you do not need to fly. And his first response was, he said, okay, you have feet here. What is it for? It doesn't need it to go away because you can fly. So it was the very beginning of the exchange between me and the angel with, comment on dit les ailes, the wings, so big wings. So we have a few minutes talking with this angel because before I didn't believe in angel. So I have to meet them. And I meet also gods, human gods. I was very surprised. Oh, okay, probably you. So big guys. The hope. Okay, we'll go back maybe. In synthesis, the Voyager has absolutely no doubt that the travel was real. That's the difference between lucid, so-called lucid dreams and real out-of-body travels. You have absolutely no doubt. You don't say, you don't ask for, was it real? You know that it was more real compared to what happens in the physical body. You absolutely know. You know. You don't have to ask somebody, Fradalu or me. You don't have to. You know. It's much you. You are under the carpet. Yeah. Because the footprint in the physical body is so deep, is so strong, you will never forget it. It is a strong print in the physical body. This is mostly for the beginners. They think that this information is the most important they could transmit to others. What is this information? What we are not, absolutely not our physical body. We can exist without the physical body. I have students, I had students, that suddenly, I have an example, for example, the guys, it was a guy in his almost 60, and he was trying to get out of the body for 30, 40 years. He couldn't manage. And suddenly, a certain night, after only reading my book, he was able to get out of the body 3 times. He was kind of top manager in insurance stuff in the east of France. The day after, he called me and he told me, I'm quitting my job. I'm quitting my wife. I quitting everything. And I went to my conference and open my window and say, hey, stop it. Stop everything. I have something to say. Stop work. Stop everything. I say, okay. His name was Jean-François. I say, stay calm. Don't change anything to your physical life. Just let the time do the real. But it's not. It wasn't the first time. It wasn't the first time that a new Voyager would like to change everything. It's an earthquake for them because they were supposed to know before that because they tried to get out of the body, but you don't know anything before going out of your body. You suddenly are facing the reality, and it is completely different from what you can imagine before. We are talking about our body, but you absolutely don't know anything about that, except if you have ever done it. You have no idea of what it is. It's exactly what I say to my students. We're part of the next session, and each session I say to the students, okay, you don't know why you are here, except if you are already an out-of-body experience. You have no idea why you are here. Maybe you would like to fly, but you have absolutely no idea what you are trying to do. Absolutely no idea. Even if you can use your imagination, so you have no idea. And after they achieved their first out-of-body experience, they came to me, they came back to me and said, but you were right, absolutely right. I couldn't imagine. It's completely different, but it's far over your expectation at the same time. So the value of system is deeply modified. And each time you're traveling, you just learn that you don't know anything. After that, I will answer your question. I know you have thousands of questions. Yeah, just one, but Okay, we will see it after. Thank you for having so great question. So each travel modify, I'm there, but frequently I go back to my body and say, okay, what I thought I understood, no, I understand no more. What is time? What is space? What is mind? Each travel is could completely erase what you think you know. So this is particular. You learn that you don't know nothing. You know you don't know nothing each time. Okay. In synthesis point 5, we clearly see that we are in a dream. We are in a dream. This is a dream world. I'm not exaggerating. We are still sleeping. We are all sleeping, all dreaming, including me at this moment. Deeply sleeping. I'm not exaggerating. We are sleeping very quietly. We are dreaming. We are imagining things, dreaming. This is true. We only remember, at this moment, I only remember what is the no dream state. That's it. So as you know, I went through this quickly. We have a physical. How is it possible to get a body? Because we have a physical, energetic body, a body of light, and some other higher body won't take into account today because when you can quit your body of light in the traditional knowledge of Indian people, there is arupa form. It's not a form. We know these bodies, but we won't mention it today because we have so many things to explain. So we have these bodies and some other. So this is very important drawing. You don't find it in the ESA program, I think. Did you see it in the ESA program? You see it? This one? No. You see it? Okay. Okay. Okay, I didn't know. Okay. This is the way you are incarnated. We are incarnated. You have, this is the physical body. This is the body of light. Excuse me, I draw it myself. You know, I have the level of the 4 years child. It takes 2 hours for me to draw it. So, body of light, physical body. Inside the physical body, there is these canals, what you call in India, nadi. This is absolutely real. This is not imagination. This is real. There is thousands of nadi. When you're out of your body, this is a bad news. You have also this root, this canal inside your body of light. When I discovered it 30 years ago, I was very disappointed because it was a terrible news for me. I have this bloody energetical structure inside my body of light. And the connection when you're out of the body, the connection with your body is an extension of these systems. So you have to understand the process because it will explain, it explains everything about the out-of-body experience. So you have two structures, two nadi systems. They are merged, comment dire, fusionnés, melted when you are within your body. When you quit your body, there is few links. If you are very close to your body, remainings, but when you come very far away your body, you have just this one. It is connected on your astral body here. No else, no somewhere else. Exactly at this place. If somebody tells you, yes, the cord, what we call the silver cord, silver link is here or here or here on the astral body, it doesn't know anything. It's always connected here. Don't ask me why. It's a fact. It is here. So I saw it, I touched it, I studied it, so I made this drawing. And on the physical body, it could be, I'm not so sure, connected here. Maybe could travel, but on the astral body is here, nowhere else. So what is the phenomenon? How does it work? Normally, in this state, you are in your physical body. It's exactly like the kind of magnetic effect between this structure and this one. Normally, they stick. It is stuck. This is a normal state, incarnated. You have to be aware. This is probably the most important drawing because it will explain everything. So, two nadi system, not only one, two. In this one and this one, linked by this one, what we call the silver link. But in fact, this is a unique system, what I call the incarnation system. Is there any question about this? Because this is so important. I have to push after that. It's understood by everybody? Yes, yes, yes. Very important to understand.
What you're calling nadis in the physical body, is that the same thing that is called nervous system?
No,
what we are talking.
No, absolutely not. No, this is the nadi system. You, the nadi system. It's absolutely not. It's correlated, yes, with every function, every cell of the physical body. But it's a system itself, on itself.
Is it audible? Yeah. So you've drawn in that chord, you've drawn little things.
Yeah, little things.
Yeah. So what does that signify? Like, these.
This one?
No, in the chord from the physical to the astral body, on the side you have drawn little marks.
This is the light from the chord because it's there is a blue light around the link, what we call the silver cord. We call it in France the silver cord. It's emitting a light. When you are, we all know the as travelers, but we are pulled towards the physical body by this bloody thing. We all know that. I will give you some detail. For example, the size of this thing, when you are very close to the physical bodies, could be between this diameter and this line. Okay? Okay. When you go far away from the physical body, it's getting thinner and thinner. At the end of the day, quickly, it's thinner than a spider thread. And it could disappear quickly. You're not able to see it even with your astral ability, body of light ability, but it is present. And how do you know it is present? Because there is this pink-red radiation here. Because it's not exactly directly there. It's expanding before coming in the body of light with thousands of threads. And you can watch it, you can feel it. Many years ago, I just liked to study it, and I watch it, and I put my hands of light inside, and I examine it. How is it bloody things that is functioning? But because also, I have to explain it, when you are in your body of light, you have not the ability to see as you have in the physical body. Every particle of your body of light is able to see. Each particle is able to see. So you can see in all the direction at the same time. So there is no difficulty to see behind your, no, absolutely no difficulty. You can see everything. You have a global hemispheric view. You have, for example, if I watch from far away this flower, I can see the flower for every direction at the same time, including if I was inside the flower. So it's very easy. It's a question of focus of the consciousness. It's very easy. Difficult for the body, flesh body, when you're coming back to explain that you can see in all directions at the same moment. Difficult for it. So maybe you can try, as I do sometimes, to facilitate the record in the physical body, because you can control your vision, angle vision. So sometimes I just want to see like that, or like that, because it's easier to record it in the physical body. But if you don't pay attention, you see in all directions at the same time.
One more question?
Yeah.
Thank you, Marc. Up till now, I felt I had a lot of misconceptions as to what out-of-body experience really means.
It's not finished.
Yeah. So I recently did the Vipassana meditation, and on my 10th day, I felt this really strong energy, like really pulling me up, pulling me up, pulling me up. And it was just very strong. And I just didn't know how to channel that energy or what was really happening.
Yeah.
So
were you were in your physical body?
Yeah, I knew. I knew
because there is many things that are happening, what we call the chakra, for example. Where you have the, as the tradition says, there is real chakra. This is really, it's like, we can see it. As if, I did, it's draw in the book. I tried to draw because I did it myself also. There is the most powerful chakra is the top of the head.
Sahasrara.
So you can feel energy
Yeah.
through different chakra points.
Yeah.
There is many chakras all along the body.
Yep.
Here. You can see it when you see the energetic field.
Right.
It's not exactly how it is described on when you see on internet. It's like, I will show you. It's like, for example, and at the back, it's like a geyser. It's a turning also. There is no. It's a vortex. It's not exactly, not at all, but I would say of the colors, it is drawn everywhere. Absolutely not. I don't see blue here, but no, that's not true. Not true. Absolutely not true. I don't know. It's a myth. You have colors, but energetic field, energetic light is mainly blue. Sometimes a little bit pink or red, because I see it every time, even at the moment. So it's blue, yes, but not yellow. But very rare. So this is the way you are incarnated. And we go back to that because it is the most important drawing. So thousand of energy threads. Those threads are called nadi, So, this is not only, this is physical matter. ESA made some research, probably you know that, some research with an ERM, and they were able to make pictures, photography, and films, movies about the energetic field, because it's material, so it interferes with magnetic fields. Look, there is different states concerning this energetic matter. Though there is tubes, channels, artery, but there is something circulating inside, like fluid, energetic fluid. It's very complex, but it's not so difficult to understand.
Can I just ask something about the silver thread?
Yes.
Like when you are pulled back to your body, like how do you reintegrate your body, because you are pulled by here, so you go head first?
No.
How does it work?
Normally, there is maybe you have seen it also. Even if you are very far away, it suddenly pull you back just, I would say, over there. Immediately, even if you are at the other side of the galaxy, suddenly you are here, and the second after, you are absorbed by your physical body. There is two processes. And and you fill in them up. Say, two phases. Okay, and you feel into this body, flesh, and it's like a magnetic attraction. It is a magnetic attraction. I will go back to that. It is very important to understand that.
And we take another question.
You said before that you see trees and flowers and beautiful things. Does it mean you see the earth, or is it a different environment? Because related to that, what happens if you go to a war zone, for instance, as we have several?
To where?
Okay. If you go to a war zone like Ukraine or Gaza,
Yeah.
would you see destruction, or would you still see the flowers and the trees?
You see what is physically existing.
Yeah.
You see exactly what is existing. If you stay in the physical world, I saw many when I was younger. I saw many things out of my body that I learned before discovering it with my physical body. For example, I went to the ocean, and I saw the ocean before coming physically to the ocean. Another example, I saw people making love when I was very young out of my body. I was very surprised, but I was informed by this way. I didn't. My parents didn't mention it. So you see the reality.
So you can go to a place on Earth, but also to different realms where you see angels and these creatures.
We will talk about that. Wait here. We'll talk about that. But it's a good question. So we go back to the framework. So you understand that the light body, that is more or less your real body, that you keep for millions of years, if you want, is connected with the physical body by thousands of energy threads. This is very important. So I continue. We are linked with the material body by the energetic, what we call glue, mud. This is absolutely that. We feel like we are totally submerged in a sticky mud. The glue is absolutely not subtle in any sense. No, it is light. No, it is a high state of reality. But for non-voyagers, this mud is subtle, light, delicate. We heard about, for example, the pranic guys nourishing by... No, absolutely no light. It's a deep mud, bloody mud. Disgusting. I try to refer to Shreomindo and Admiral Fassa. I'm not very clever because you know so much compared to me. I don't know anything, more or less anything. But the glue is the vital itself. Even there is few steps, because we see, for example, if you see the energetic field, you can see this deep blue layer, and there is another layer much clearer, and you see that, you can see that. So very different state of vibrational state of this matter. Mer was talking about that. She said, I think it was, I don't remember, it's 7 or 11 states. But it is amazing. You remember when you were in France 1 year ago, you teach an exercise, what I did 3 days before without knowing anything about this exercise. It was more or less the same exercise. Do you remember, Roisan? Okay. Do you remember that? Exactly, because we have the same knowledge, more or less. So we made the same exercise. Okay. So, glow, more or less, it's what we call the visor. Okay? There is many things to say about the visor, but let's concentrate on the subject today. The energetic glue is the only thing that imprisons us in the physical body. This is the only cause. So, what can we do? We must find something to neutralize the glue effect, what I call the energetic gravity. But it's not more difficult. There is only things to do is to neutralize the energetic gravity, the energetic glue. Is it clear? It is very simple. You have nothing to seek. C'est just this fact. C'est only that. How to do it? Okay, if we want to neutralize the glow, we don't need to be spiritually advanced. For example, Shradalu is very advanced. Yeah. Each of you is very advanced, including Shradalu. We don't need any master, any guru. We don't need time. We don't need to read many books, including mine. We have only to understand how to do it and to practice. We are just to understand the process and to practice. That's it. I continue. So you already know that. Energy is under the power, directly under the power of the mind. For example, if you take your hand, if you feel your thumb, the energy is flowing immediately towards the thumb. You can see it. The energy flows where you put your consciousness. It's very simple. It doesn't take time, it's immediate. So you control the energy by your mind. If I went to change the subject, the way some ETs are driving their vehicles directly by the energetic field. Maybe we won't have time to explain it, but they use it. So energy obeys immediately. It obeys to your mind, even if your mind is not clear. So you have to control your mind if you want to control your energy. Because your energy, if you want to move it, and that's the energy does. Because every second you change your ideas. Not you, because you're very evolved people. But most people on Earth are changing their energy direction. One point, every mental desire strengthens the glue effect. Every mental desire. You activate your energetic field and the gravity effect only by your desire. Every desire.
Marc,
I continue.
I just want to comment on the point number 3. When he says it obeys even the orders we are not aware of consciously.
Yeah, consciously.
So inside your mind, there are beliefs. There are desires implicit you're not conscious of. Parts of the mind which are scattered in 20 different directions. And all of that is having the negative effect. So that's what he was describing by this movement of agitation. I think this I wanted to highlight because he touched upon it briefly, but it's implicit to everything else he will explain.
Yeah, thank you, Shradalu.
It is mental desire and vital desire.
All desire are improving the energetic activity, gravity. All, absolutely all. I will take. What is a desire? It's my opinion, desire could be illustrated by the distance between where I think I am and where I'd like to be. Or what I think I am and what I'd like to be. The more the distance is huge, the more the strength for melting these two things has to be important. So the more the distance is big, the more the mental desire is powerful, the more the energy is stimulated and sticks you deeply in the physical body. The only thing that sticks you in the physical body is a desire. Let's go further. Top branch desire, because there is many desire. We'll go back to this, but the most powerful desire to stick you in the physical body are spiritual desires. There is nothing more powerful. Non-duality desire, spiritual realization desire, nirvana desire, immortality desire, spiritual awakening desire, desire of getting out of the reincarnation curse. You remember this guy, I will talk about that, the Buddha. You know, he was looking for the, what's that, la réalisation, the truth, and the realization. He has been working on it for, I don't know, 30 years, 40 years, I don't know now. And he reached the target when he gave up everything. At this very moment, when he said, okay, I was not absolutely not successful. I tried everything, but I couldn't reach the target. So I give up. And he became Buddha at this moment. Because what? Because of what? Because there is no more desire. I took this example. So I will let Shradalu explain spiritual advanced position is very strong desire. What happened when you are you provide egoism, you do practice sleeping meditation? I'm sorry, because I don't practice any meditation, but I met many people in my life. It's beginning to be a long life. They said they are meditating, and you see, because you see the energetic field, that they are just sleeping. Just sleeping. This is very quiet. I'm cool, but I'm sleeping. I don't practice any meditation, but according to me, if I meditate, I must be fully aware as much as possible. So Shradalu knows about me because I'm not very fond of people simulating advanced position, spiritually advanced position. There is not you, absolutely not you. There is nobody in this room simulating anything. But probably you have met some people simulating. Okay? Simulating. And when you are simulating, you give ego lessons, for example. Your ego is so, you should let your ego give away, but your ego is too strong. You have a too big ego. But just, they are talking about their ego. You're already there. If you are nice, when you are not successful reaching spiritual target, if you are nice, you still be a friendly, pleasant human being. But if you are not nice, you become a haughty, cold, eggy, constipated guy. And I met many. You see what I mean? Okay. Oh, make it up. Sorry, I'm a little bit not correct, spiritually correct. But it's the reason why when I was, because I meet this guy, you know, I was 20 and I met so-called spiritually advanced guy that was supposed to have abilities, skills. And I immediately saw that it was false. So I thought when I was 20 that every human being, so-called spiritual, are false spiritual. So I just get rid of everything. Everything. I don't want to meet them because they are false. It takes time. It took time to meet Shradalu and my and to meet authentic, real spiritual researchers. But for many years, I just stay silent without taking any guru and so on and so forth. Another point, yeah. So I wish to continue because it's very important. So I was talking about Mr. Mr. Siddhartha Gautama, but we have to give up all those spiritual desire, and probably we talk about it when there is a different way to do it. So I will let you explain because we have the same view, and to be open, put it in your intention, and to surrender. Would you say a few words about it? Because we are exactly the same opinion. But you know, my way is very different from what Shradalu has, and from. Okay.
He's referring to a conversation we had regarding the vocabulary that Sri Aurobindo uses of aspiration as distinct from desire. So everything he's describing which is binding you is the desire, but he will say also in separately, you must want, but you must have intention, he says, you must have an intention. So then I told him Sri Aurobindo uses the word aspiration. And he went, yes, that's exactly. So it's the vocabulary you will recognize. Desire is something which is sticking and driving and pushing, pulling you. Whereas aspiration is a state of in which you open yourself and are aligned in a deeper purpose with your consciousness turned. And then to that, there was movement of giving yourself in a self-surrender, a conscious surrender, where everything which would have been cause for desire is now dissolved and given up. So that's that state. And implicit to that is that state which Sri Aurobindo refers to as equality. Because there's nothing you need, there's nothing you want, you simply are in that state. And yet there's an aspiration and a purposefulness.
It's so important. Thank you, Skadali. So there is 4 conditions to get out of the body where we are talking about the strength of the desire that sticks us in the physical body. So I have identified 4 conditions. First of all, the intention. We'll go back to the intention. What is the intention? Awareness. No awareness, no real out-of-body travel. You only have a dream. We are not talking about dreams. We are talking about experiencing the reality. Stasis. Physical stasis, mental stasis. We need it. We were talking about that. Mental stasis, mental emptiness. Peace, which is a core condition. Peace means what? It means that there is no strength provided to the energetic fields that can stick you in the physical body. If you are in a real peace, at some time you feel balanced. You know? Why do you feel balanced? Because the energetic field slowly is getting away from the physical body. Probably most of you have felt it. You feel like that. The links are getting less and less strong, and you feel that. It's a good thing. Okay? Intention, awareness, stasis, and peace. Well, is there any question? You have a question. What is stasis? Stasis, don't move anything in the physical body. Don't move anything in your mental, physical mental. Stasis, because if you move the physical body, you need, for moving the physical body, you need the energetic field acting, processing, controlling the body. So if you don't move, it will release the energetic gravity. So you mustn't move. You could say that the physical body has to sleep. Yes, he has to sleep, to stay very calm, to sleep, but you have to be fully aware. There is another organization in the world which is called Monroe Institute. Some of them are. So they are, well, Monroe Institute, you know that. So they are talking about this state. They call it, for example, focus 10 or focus 12, which is a state of stasis. Your physical body is sleeping, but you are fully aware. So anyway, it's the same problem. We have to make the glue effect disappear.
I have a question on in your personal case. Yeah, I'm sitting here.
Okay, sorry.
In your case, you had all these experiences very young, extremely young. So does it mean you already had no desires or no ego when you were super young?
Alors, yes, I will answer your question, frankly. When you go in a physical body, you choose your parents and you choose specific topics. I choose my parents, physical parents, because of the certain quality of energy. In this family, they are very strong. For example, my mother is still alive. She is very old. But there is also a quality of fluidity, not only strength, but fluidity. So this is why I was able very soon to go out of my body. It happens spontaneously. I was lying on the bed, I was very tall, and suddenly the ceiling was I was just facing the ceiling, balancing out of my body. So, like that. So it's the same phenomenon. The energetic field has to get rid of the gravity has to be more or less zero, energetic gravity. So I think it happens to many people, but they just are not aware of that. And when we are older, they forget everything because the ability to forget is very developed on Earth. Yes, oblivion. This is a little bit strange. Oblivion. Many people are forgetting what were living with their babies and children. For example, when my students, I ask them, okay, who is able to remember when you were 6 months old, 6 months, or 1 year? Who is able? I do that. But for me, it is quite normal. But most people are not able to remember when they were 6 months or 8 months or 12 months. I remember everything. And it is normal.
Can I add just for your question? When you said at that age, was he free of desire and ego, etc.? His point is you don't need to be permanently free of desire and ego. You just need to be free of desire for that moment when you want to have the experience.
Yes.
So he might have been relaxing, and for that moment, he relaxes into that state of freedom, and he gets the experience.
We go back to that. You're absolutely right.
And the other thing for him was also that he had the sense of the familiarity of the experience from past life recall, which made it easy for him to slip into that state without even intending it. And third point I want to make, because he keeps speaking about the recall of past memories, including down to 6 months old or when he was in the womb. How does that happen? And this you find Sri Aurobindo explains, when the mind opens to the subliminal, the inner mind is what retains all these memories. So that's one of the features of his life, that this gap has been bridged enough that he has continuous recall of memory without having made any effort, which means then benefits of work done in the past is spontaneously available.
You're right. Thank you. Intention. I don't know what is the time. 12:30. Okay, I will go quickly to respond. It's important point. Intention. This is the most important parameter. Do not install strong desire, but a light one, a delicate one, as you were talking about Sri Aurobindo. This guy is very nice, Sri Aurobindo. Intention must be like an Himalaya or pure stainless tool. I'm not, I have comment dirais-je, je suis pas très respectueux. I'm not so respectful of animal. But okay, I respect the ideas and the experience. But you must be very, very like an Himalaya or pure steel, but as light as a fever. Do not try, very important point. If you wish to go out of your body, do not do that because you want to solve any physical problem. Because it will immediately reinforce the strength of the energetic gravity. So you don't use it for material things, glass, health problem, fears, love affair, money, and so on and so forth. All these materials targets will strengthen the energetic gravity. It is so important. But invite in your mind curiosity, thirst for exploration, knowledge, truth, absolute, whatever you must give up to reach it. As Shradhalu said a few minutes ago, it's just for a moment, just for the training. You are exactly when you have to climb a mountain, you don't take your all belongings with you. You just get rid of everything and you become as light as possible to climb the mountain. Exactly the same thing. So do not imagine anything before knowing what it is, except if you have ever, before, if you had an out-of-body experience, you know what it is. But before that, you don't imagine, because what you can imagine is physical, and it will stick you in the physical body. Don't imagine anything. You will be surprised, I'm afraid. Awareness, no sleep, no dream. No sleep, no dream. Lucid dreaming is a dream. Stay fully aware. Even find superior awareness. You will understand what is this superior awareness. It will be very clear. Keep your memory. This is another phase of the consciousness. Memory is very important. For example, if you are fully aware now, but you have forgotten now what happened 5 minutes ago, what is the value of your consciousness? So it's like the two faces of a coin. Consciousness, memory. Be as open as possible. Do not use ordinary mental activity, as we are going to see it. If possible, do not translate thoughts into your verbal language. We were talking about how to control the mental mind, physical mind. One of the techniques I use is to stop translating my thoughts into the French, for example. I immediately found it. So when you stop translating, something happens. You make a distance between you, and you become a kind of observer, a witness, and you facilitate your mind to be quiet. Stasis, what is stasis? Physical body fully asleep, but you don't sleep. Energetic movement as quiet as possible. Remember, the more you are desiring, the more the energetic field is strong. Do not move anything. Relax all muscles. Release all effort in your body. Reduce heartbeat and breathing softly, gradually. It's only a question of training. There is no difficulty. It's only a question of training. I will go back to that as a sport, as piano lessons, as anything, mathematics, for example. It's only a question of training. You don't have to be perfect. You only have to train. And you can learn it quickly. Peace. You were so nicely speaking about peace. What is peace? After setting out the intention and once the physical body is deeply upset, just let it go. Do nothing. Do not even put in your mind the out-of-body desire. Because if you put this desire in your out-of-body, for example, for 20 years, you won't be able to go out of your body. You have to let the desire go. Most part of the time, the first out-of-body travel control is when you give up the desire to go out of your body. It happened at this very moment. You stop the exercise and suddenly you go out your body. First time. It's very surprising. It's like that. Huh? So, I go back. Huh. Relief, very important. We go back to that. Relieve yourself at all your material desire because it strengthens energetic gravity. Object attachment, past and present, because the object you possessed before are still here in your mind. So get rid of that. Not the fact you are possessing something, but the psychological load. You know, you have to voluntarily get rid of it, or just during the exercise. It's a little load, but thousands of little load takes you in your physical body. Attachment to the object, attachment to any relationship, past and present, real and virtual. real and virtual. I have an example when we could go back to this example, but even a virtual relationship could provide a strength to the energetic gravity. Look, be aware that the most powerful relationship are in the human mind with the father and the mother. So you have to neutralize that for a few minutes. Sorry. Even with your dog, even with your beloved ones, for example, you're married, if you are married, your husband or your wife. Just to get rid of it for a few minutes, because you are stuck in your physical body if you activate this desire. Attachment to the physical body needs sleep, eating, drinking, sensuality, security, past and present. Attachment to the earthly beliefs, the so-called knowledges. There is so many things you believe in, but you don't know yet, that only travelers know that. Most parts of what we call knowledge, reality is absolutely false, but not exactly true. So you see it when you go out of your body. It's very difficult to reappropriate this so-called knowledge. So you have to get rid of it for the training. Everything you think is true, maybe it's not true. But you are, the point is that you are attached to this belief, to these opinions, and all the psychic human mechanism. Okay? So we'll finish by that. This is a symbol theorem. If the intention force to move out the body exceeds the energetic attraction forces, you will immediately get out of the body. This is very simple. It's a question of a conflict of forces. There is no more than that. So you have to reinforce your intention, or you have to decrease. There is another way. So energetic attraction. That's it for the morning.
I'd like to suggest something. As a rule, when we have something which is of a sufficient depth, which is experiential, rather than just simply dissipating, we can take a moment to remain very quiet in an assimilation of all that we have discussed, internalizing, fixing it within us, and maybe taking an intention to put it into practice.